will have the matchup, but by then there could be a whole skewing of issues here. As Ezreal and Alistar both going to be locked in, and that says there is going to be a lane swap because that duo is not good, at least in the current iteration and in history's past. There was a time where Ezreal was way too broken, and so the duo worked just fine, but this does not spark too much early confidence in the laning phase.
Nautilus is one we often see paired with the Kai'Sa. Not going to get excited until something is locked in, but I have heard the rumblings of Sylas support. It's going to be Pyke instead.
Oh god, okay, yeah, Carrier coming out with a bang to start this series off.
Yeah, this is Fearless, so you don't really need to open up with Sylas support. You can save that. You know.
I don't know whether you necessarily need to open up with Pyke support either.
No, you definitely don't, but that's what they did anyway. And this is what I was saying earlier. T1 have just very heavily, again, leaned into a skirmish. That's what this is. It's very dive heavy. There's a ton of backline threat. How it all gels together when you actually try to play up 5v5s because they're comp with great range, great poke, great engage. That's tough, but when you look at the individual matchups, I think T1 are going to be very happy, and particularly...
This game could be over real quickly. Let's jump into the rift. Game number 1. Whoa. Extraordinarily loud, and normally I get a little bit pranked because I'm on the wrong side of LOL Park, and so I'm like, wow, they're so loud. T1's on the other side, and I was almost deafened. So pretty impressive as far as fan representation is concerned. We need to remind everyone of the stakes, Chronicler, before you get into what you want to talk about, unless it's important. What are we doing?
I'm saying... I spoke too soon. I was hoping no lane swaps.
Oh.
The lane setups were good, and then the backs came in, and now it's cooked. So that's on me.
Yep.
Apologies. Continue.
Could just have upside down lanes, though, by the looks of things, because not a lot of defensive vision, and so it looks like the Alistar Ezreal are going to be sent towards the top side. So maybe we'll just have Australian lanes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of all right.
Good. It's looking good.
No worries. All right.
So you were saying.
So what I was saying was, this is the playoffs. Often we have some double elimination in our playoffs, but not in round 1. And so the stakes of this are either our LCK champion of 2024 goes home.
Yeah. It's between the cow and Jace's. Yeah.
Oh dear, the cow not quite figuring it out as Carrier is also going low. Will Viper commit? That's the question. Is he actually going to die? Yes, he does. But now Viper might be able to clean this one up. Carrier needs to get out of vision if he wants that grey health back, and he's not going to be able to do it. The Arcane Shift. Carrier moves over, and it's a double kill for Viper.
Well, I don't think Ezreal could pull it off.
No, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'd have to see it. I
don't think we have to. I think we can just know.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Just imagine it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel great.
It feels wrong.
His hair is, you know, part of what makes him Ezreal. That is a very good point. It's all right. Grub number 2 going to go down. Should be the 3rd, so a feat of strength, or at least a portion of it, going to be collected here, and Peanut going to go about his merry way. That should be exchanged for this Mountain Drake that's alive towards the bottom side of the map. So no harm, no foul there. And Carrier just going to be moving himself back. Smash taking a few Mystic shots here in this lane. But this laning phase kind of over for the bottom lane of T1, wanting to try and skirmish their way back into it, I would expect, as Wind becomes lightning, and Carrier going to be taking a bit of damage. Smash trying to get rid of him, as Peanut does make his way over. I don't know whether this is necessarily diveable. They will be able to get a nice crash and maybe a plate for their trouble, as Peanut looking to try and get them away from the area. Yeah, zoned off this entire wave.
Yeah, they also know that Owner is bot side, so there isn't really any risk involved for them here. We also saw Zeka on an early rotation towards top. Now ZEUS is on the weak side of the map.
Yeah, I'm going to say hi to his former jungler. Is going to be the red buff secured, as Bone Skewer going to connect. ZEUS just going to... sorry, ZEUS? Zeka going to shift some sands. 4-letter Z words. You know, it's a tough one. But he should be all right. Not having to use any of his summoner spells or anything like that. Still down relatively low, as a plate is going to go on over. But 3 plates to Viper in the top lane.
Every one of their fights should start up with someone getting picked off and getting blown up. And then they can kind of go from there. Hanwha Life just get to play classic front to back, get to poke away, get the setup like they are here. I think it's going to be tough. We'll have to see. T1 trying to find access.
Carrier doesn't get the Bone Skewer. And ZEUS now in trouble. Teleport coming in from Doran, who tries to ult his way out of it. He'll be able to get out of there, but this is not the pick that they were looking for. Delight has the ulti. True Shot Barrage hits 2. And Faker and Smash now very low. That is going to be 2 grubs going on over. Should be the clean sweep as far as the objective, but no one to die in this skirmish. It's not what I was expecting.
That's textbook there from Hanwha, right? Like exactly what we talked about.
Yeah.
The moment that T1 tries to make an entrance, they pull back to one of 2 choices. Either they can accept that they wasted 2 teleports, let it go, or try to force for the choke. They kind of try to do the second part, and it just doesn't work. Hanwha Life, the carries are still safe, but obviously the Life doesn't care. Is Alistair that is level 6. They can't get through the choke, right?
Yeah.
Like even with Faker trying to set them up with the ultimate, there just isn't too much you can do, and I think the T1 composition relies so heavily on being ahead on tempo for it to work, because you want to be able to deny vision, to set up vision traps. But there has been topside prio from minute 1. I think the one strong point that you did have, which was your bot side matchup, turned into a disaster due to the level 1. So now you can see T1 is showing up second to every single objective, which makes it so hard for them to actually pick off anyone, because Hanwha Life can see them coming, are always ready. And T1 is going to have to start making this game a lot more messy. Maybe a pick on ZEUS could do it.
Yeah, as Carry is going to turn up. Let's see whether ZEUS has the footwork. He does! Faker's still going to be able to get some damage down, as ZEUS is still trying to kill Carrier in front of 2 members of T1. Peanut going to be taking this dragon. Carrier can't take another one of those. He will just die, as Faker is at least at full health, but ZEUS gets underneath the turret. Bone Skewer goes wide once again. ZEUS has his ex-teammate downloaded by the looks of things, clears out the wave, and he is just fine.
Carrier has had a really good LCK Cup. I think this game, the only Bone Skewer
now, it's difficult for that one to be executed, as Tower does go down, and that is Sandals picked up. Some strong feet here on HLE.
Guys, for who you are.
I'm not. I'm explaining who I am.
You said...
All right, Doran is going to press his ultimate button, dodges out of the way of the ult from Zekka as well. Very nicely done. But a little bit of smooth movement from the Azir means that the Chicken Man is not going to be falling down. And in the meantime, HLE are the ones that capitalize. Oh, okay, so Let's Groove is mega popular on TikTok at the moment. Just for all you Americans that might be missing the platform. As Zekka now moving away from this turret. And wait, is it back?
It is, yeah.
What the heck?
Atlas,
I'm so out of touch.
We have established you're a boomer. Like all of this is just world building.
Yeah.
As the world for T1 unfortunately crumbling a little bit around them. As mentioned, this is a type of draft where with nameplates you're like, you know what? I could see it work. It is not. Yep. Oh, you can't do that to your own team.
Oh, ZEUS. Oh, dear. Well, maybe he's fine. All right, well, Doran's going to turn up. In comes Delight. He can't get away with this. Surely not. Peanut comes in, lands the audacious charge, and there's the ulti as well. Faker throws his into the ring, but they're going to have to back away. These health bars are so low. They're sitting ducks to ZEUS with these shock blasts. As Doran, it's Faker that picks it up. He's not going to be dying from that one, but does need to create some extra space. In the meantime, though, this inner turret not long for the world. Look at these Void Grubs. They didn't need that many. They are crowding around that structure, and it is going to be obliterated. And what was a relatively small gold lead is ballooning over time.
It was promised, and it goes back to what we were saying. We have not seen a game where everyone on HLE is playing well. I think all 5 players throughout the LCK Cup thus far hasn't happened. And right now, it looks like that's what we're witnessing. That's now abandoning, but Hanwha Life actually matching the rotation.
Carrier almost just straight up dead to Viper throwing out a couple of Mystic shots.
Yeah, he does have the spike.
You saw Viper's brain work there. He registers the amount of damage that Mystic shot did, and he's like, oh wait, I kill him. And then Arcane shifts forward. Not quite able to take him down completely, but that's certainly putting some fear into the support of T1.
Look at the vision.
Yeah.
F0. Like, an owner can't walk up.
Nope. He sees the silhouette.
Oh,
and
good luck retaking this
that
area. Are we just going to... No, we're going to TP. We're going to try and do it, but...
The smash flank. Let's see whether this is going to work out as Faker throws in the ultimate, gets on in there, but he's just going to explode. Otacon goes down as well. Zekka grabbing the kill, and now T1 need to run for the hills. You cannot fight that which cannot die. And HLE now moving towards the top lane in a turret. Where does the good news start for T1 in this game?
You took out Jace. And Ezreal.
Oh wait, it's
fearless.
a best of 5. Yeah, that's where it starts. Actually, to be honest, maybe it's worth it.
Well, still not how you want your game 1 to start, Atlas.
Probably not. They might be able to kill Zeka as Ona takes a little bit of a ride underneath the turret. Great bone skewer comes on through as the flash out from Zeka will keep him alive. He gets hit by his own teammate's True Shot Barrage. Flash him up, down goes. No, never mind. He is going to ult his way back in though, so that will kill Doran. Faker with a fair bit of damage, trying to eliminate the minion wave where they can as Viper hitting so many of these shots, and they have Otacon. So he can just take the free back there. Zeka going to do the same thing. I need to stop messing their names up. The LCK Cup, Hanwha Life Esports, we missed you. It's great to see you here as Zeus behind the inner turret that is definitely going to evaporate.
Look, he's building damage.
He is.
Dirk in his inventory.
I mean, he does have a simple inventory. All right, Carrier gonna get knocked into the sky. Faker once again going very aggressive, but able to utilize that ulti to keep himself safe. Still, I mean, Carrier died, and I didn't even really notice. As HLE, they have some worse for wear health bars. 13 seconds left on the Otacon buff. And they've wiped out the entire outer ring of turrets, and they've taken the top inhibitor turret as well, as we do. And they may as well just go for whatever play they can find. I think that's why you had Faker ulting in that Otacon fight, because, like, obviously, if you don't do anything about it, they just take the buff, and then you lose. So you need to at least make them work a little bit for it.
It's pure desperation.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it kind of, to me, this goes back to Hanwha Life matching the lane swap, then Zeus having an incredible early game in the 1v1, which took away one of the possible pressure points, and then the bot lane 2v2 being a disaster, so you never get Pyke on the map, and then this composition just doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's a thing. You know, I know Pyke has been out for forever, but
it's very cool how he sort of works as well.
Yeah.
Trying to mitigate what could make him completely broken by just meaning that you cannot build health. Kind of nuts, as once again, he does skewer the cow, but Delight not too worried about it.
Circling the drain Atlas in this first game is T1.
Yeah, and look at HLE building some vision around the Baron, you would assume, and now...
Taxi out.
Oh, yeah. Smash is going to try and make an exit. Oda also going to be diving forward. Delight throws down the ulti as Zeus is fighting against Faker, and Faker is probably not going to survive it. There's the Shock Blast to finish him off. In the meantime, Owner is also dead. Delight somehow alive, and this could just spell the end of Game 1. HLE with an absolute turnaround in performance in this one. They're going to need more, though, and Peanut might need a little bit of saving here as he wants to... Yes, he does manage to do that. True Shot Barrage. He's actually going to be the one that takes the kill. And Peanut fighting a top laner is not necessarily going to work out for him as his ex-teammate grabs the kill off the back end of this one. But it's only 2 for T1 in this game, and 2 dead Nexus turrets are going to be the result, with a following Nexus to go down as well. HLE Game 1, absolute statement here from the LCK champs, as when it says playoffs, this team knows how to play.
Want to echo what you said earlier? Do that.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
And there's the Poppy we were talking about. I think that this is not necessarily the most Poppy value, because there's 3 champions that just don't even notice Steadfast presence. But you can stop Cassante from doing some Cassante things. That could certainly be good, and does limit Delight's choices as far as what he wants to be locking in here.
It also is one of the picks that, again, will have a really big impact when they roam. And Jhin is a AD carry that's pretty self-sufficient, so you can just leave him on his own.
Yep.
As there is the Leona, always going to feel a little dicey playing into the Poppy, but it's Ashe Leona, right? Like the amount
you can still press R.
You can press R, and you can follow up. The amount of setup that's here is great. I do worry a little bit for Hanwha about that Wei. I think that Wei is really one of those picks that when it looks good, it looks amazing, but it's not necessarily Zeka's wheelhouse. And it also means that Hanwha Life are playing this comp a lot more on kite back, as opposed to what I think I was initially expecting, where they try and play a lot more aggressive. When I saw that core come out, their kite back is amazing though, and they have a lot of damage. But then I look at the T1 comp, and I think that...
Great HLE. See whether they fixed it as we dive into Game 2. All right, looks like the Hanwha Life Esports fans have come alive a little bit here in Lol Park. Maybe they were doubting just a little bit moving into this best of 5, but now they've realized, wait, hang on. this is our team that we were waiting to see all year long.
We're good?
Yeah. Like,
question mark? Which is also how DK fans feel, I must imagine.
I mean, well, that's in a different way. That's like a, wait, we're good? Whereas Hanwha's like, we were supposed to be good, then they weren't, and now they're like, hang on, wait a second, we were right at the beginning? At least DK had 0 expectations.
I still have 0 expectations.
Oh yeah, no. If you're expecting like DK versus Nongshim not to be something that DK fans should be sweating about, then you've got it wrong. That's all right. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. Is the lane swap happening? It looks like it's not. Looks like we're gonna have standard lanes once again. This time on the correct sides of the map as well.
We'll not see the aftershock tech. We've seen that a good amount for the K'Sante matchup. As both. What is this?
Maybe we are.
This is like the first Herald fights of back in the day.
I love this. It's a lot of action. Start this one off. HLE not wanting T1 to be able to close the gap, and Carrier says, I will do that. And Peanut already extraordinarily low. You can see all the AoE damage is massive. Viper and Smash fighting towards the top side, but Faker gonna be the first one to go down. Peanut the immediate answer, and ZEUS will be able to execute Carrier off the back end. Doran does not like that, and so he's gonna melt almost all of them. Viper and Smash continuing to fight. This is just ridiculous. So far, it's a T1 win in the battle. But man, I just want to see more action like this throughout the rest of this game, as now Viper's in trouble, down to 200. Dancing Grenade, Deadly Flourish going to miss. Oh! And he doesn't have the flash, and this extended 1v1 is going to be a Smash solo kill in the end.
That's why you pick Rumble, baby. Play for these early fights. I was a bit worried for T1. They didn't have the Wukong out crucially, but neither did Peanut. Didn't have his ult available. Zeka also with a costly miss, I'm pretty sure, of the ultimate.
Yeah, a little bit see much of the spiraling despair.
Yeah, he missed it. A little bit of highlight. The damage that Rumble does in these fights is crazy.
Peanut is also really dead.
Very dead, yes.
Very. Do we need a replay of how that happened? I don't think so. I think he was just in the enemy jungle, and there was enemy there.
Yeah, with Zyra, it is one of those things where if you are in a bad position, there isn't really... There's no outs.
And he's also getting out-farmed by a Wukong now. This could not be very much worse.
Yeah, dying twice will do that.
Well, T1 now looking for some more grubs. It's going to be 4 now picked up. Delight wanting to try and contest the river here, but it's so difficult, yeah. Grasping Roots comes down. There's the Stranglethorns as well, as Owner is getting taken down exceptionally low. The Ignite ticks and takes the jungler away. Now Peanut just trying to set up some of these plants to push T1 out of here. A good little fight here for HLE as Faker explodes! Okay, Zeka, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna kill Faker real quick underneath this turret. That did way more damage than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, it caught Faker off guard. He had flash, like 100%. If he thought that would have killed him, I imagine he would flash as Hanwha Life.
He'd also almost walked out of it as well. It was almost just, he was gonna be okay. That's all right.
Those 2 kills are a big deal. As we'll see, Peanut is still getting zoned away from this and probably won't be able... He didn't get a single grub out of it as well, and he really wants to deny the 6 grubs, but I don't think he gets to as the rest of his team has to back.
I mean, grubs were nerfed, so it should be fine, right?
Eclipse Delight actually can take a ton of damage, and then Zyra does do her job, able to land everything. As we take another look here, so Faker has gone for Airy, which obviously really good, very impressive early in lane, but not quite as strong as these long extended trades. And then here, just completely caught off guard. And
wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I know that it's one of those skill shots that does an insane amount of damage.
And Peanut also, I mean, has them lined up here. There's the Grasping Roots. That will connect, but I don't know whether this is going to be enough. Viper having to flash here towards the top side of the map as the arrow connects onto Carrier, and the turret is angry! Viper picks up that kill. Somehow Peanut got an assist. I'm not entirely sure how that one worked out, but maybe it's just the Rocks Tigers Zyra Ashe combination value there that's giving it to him. As Deadly Flourish going to get blocked there by Delight, once again looking like he wasn't even aware that damage was coming towards him. Faker now looking for some revenge against Zeka as the Chaos Storm flies down. He gets feared though, and there's the Spiraling Despair. Takes the double tap of the damage. Multi's now on cooldown. They seem to just always be on cooldown here in this mid lane. As now Peanut, he's going to face check and get cycloned immediately. Stranglethorns comes in, finds the Grasping Roots, and actually wants some more damage. The flash forward, and Ona finds the Q. Zeka, I don't think he's going to be able to kill him on his way out, and Ona just says, yep, see you later.
Oh, Peanut, he could have walked out there. I think he tried to set the kill for Zeka, which would have been big, as Keria is everywhere.
Yeah, there's the flash out from ZEUS. Don't know whether it's going to keep him completely alive, but let's see what's going to happen. The ulti knocks him up, and he gets the shield, and looks like Doran not willing to tank too much more of this turret, so they'll let him live. As this turret is by its lonesome, should be first turret blood going over to T1 here, as HLE just wanting to get themselves a Rift Herald. And so the teleport's come through from Doran. Okay, he's going to show up. They want to fight for this, but that is going to be the Herald coming on through. ZEUS looking to try and start this one. Has already broken it up as the equalizer. It goes down. Zeka taking so much damage. He shouldn't be there. And that's 2 wiped out already. Viper is free hitting, but the Chaos Storm is so dangerous. And Smash is over the wall. They have nowhere to go. They're in the blender, and that means a triple kill for FAKER. ZEUS is now going to move towards his turret, but it is on 0 health. And he's the last man standing. What are they supposed to do? He's going to look to try and get back. He does have at least the empowered recall, so that is going to allow him an exit. But T1 are already trying to kill this outer turret in the mid lane. This could have just broken.
I don't want to repeat yesterday.
No, I don't think anyone wants a repeat of yesterday, and it's not even scoreline dependent. Yesterday was just a little bit of a roughie.
It was, yeah. It's not the end of the line yet for Hanwha. Their team fighting does remain quite strong. Their poke is good.
Yep, they've certainly got some tools. The sieging capabilities are there with people like Zeka. As okay, Equalizer just going to be thrown on top of Peanut, and the Spiraling Despair is exactly that for Doran. He just gets wiped out. Zeka going to grab that kill, and there's no response here for T1 so far. As it looks like positioning around the Dragon is what we're fighting for. ZEUS looking for an angle, but there's a Cyclone from Owner. Peanut going to explode. Gets destroyed by Smash, and now we'll see whether ZEUS can find some kills. Gets one onto the Monkey, wanting to charge up that Q, but doesn't quite get there. Zeka and Viper, a fair bit of damage, and Delight's moving in to be that front line. 3 versus 3 now in the fight, but the stun from the gravity field is massive. Look at these Qs though, but here is Smash with that curtain call, and Delight doesn't seem to really notice. Carrier dives forward. Somehow Delight's still alive. Avoids the deadly flourish, but that's Zeka having to flash away, and it's not enough. Viper, can he do it? The answer's no. Gets popped like a balloon. And T1, they'll win another fight and now march up the mid lane again.
So close, yet so far for Hanwha Life there. Smash remains standing. FAKER with what, like 3 big W's. Got another one right there. The TP though, we're not done.
We are certainly not. ZEUS looking to make his way, and he'll be spotted on this control ward. Can they get out? That's the question. This is a lot of money sitting on Smash. That's going towards. And I wasn't buying it until I saw FAKER pick it. And I'm like, now I know. I guess scrims might have looked like this for these other players. And that's why this champion is so popular. Because FAKER is going to be, like, the damage charts are already reading definitely a lot as far as what FAKER has been able to put in. And that's every single time he plays this champion. It's looking absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's also remarkable after what obviously was a great one, but a very lackluster summer in MSI. As a Delight is, I think, probably in trouble. Depends on Owner. He doesn't want to commit the ult, which I think is fine.
Well, the arrow connects here onto Carrier.
Good damage here.
No grasping roots up yet for I don't think so. Wasn't able to chain the CC.
But last year in spring, it was Chovy first, and then a little bit of gap, and then FAKER, and then a huge gap, and then everyone else.
Yeah.
Chovy is not in the conversation for best mid thus far. Has not had a great LCK Cup. It's FAKER and Showmaker.
Deadly flourish, and no grasping roots, has to flash immediately, and the bullet going to tag him. He's dead already before that final one does even come through, and that means no jungler for this Otacon. T1 with full control. Owner knows it. He's going to start up the buff, and FAKER just waiting here. We'll be able to push out this wave, but no one can approach. Face checking this team is so hard. Zeka knows it. He's in this mid lane. And there are bounties already. It's looking like a repeat, but with opposite sides of game number 1, right? T1 absolute domination in this game. And oh dear, when they turn the lights off, I get so scared. FAKER gonna find the death ray as that is right on the edge. Not quite going to kill the Ashe.
Atlas, there was one very funny irregularity in this.
Very, very cute. Arrow gonna be sailing towards the top side of the map. Let's see whether it can... No, it can't. And they're just going to dive. Doran's the one tanking the turret, so he's likely to die here. Sent back home. We'll see whether Owner is going to be able to pick up a little bit of an exit kill, but they do just take the turret instead. FAKER going to get pulled back. I think that this is going to be enough. Yep, that's most of the kitchen sink thrown at him. And so they at least send him back home. This is something that they're capable of doing, though. Peanut rotates up. He's able to pick that one as finally our first dragon is going to be started right before Baron is spawning.
So, you know, Hanwha Life, they can just stall. Soul is literally not.
I mean, Elder is it's about 25 minutes away. I think we're going to be okay.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess we can end with Cloud.
But no, it's Cloud. That's what I said. I mean, it's Cloud Soul.
Yeah. So it's Earth, Fire, and Wind.
Fire, and Wind.
Yeah.
It's always just those drakes, though. All right.
It's Atlas. Things are not looking good for Hanwha Life, unfortunately. I think the 2 consecutive team fights for T1 were just a little bit too much to bear. Outside of a Hail Mary steal from Peanut, getting themselves... Let's look at that. That's my Doran. He's just flashing in.
ZEUS able to not get stunned into the wall. Certainly good news. Gravity Field coming down here as Owner steals away the red buff. That's what we're fighting over now. Deadly Flourish going to connect, but eating the CC is ZEUS. And Zeka really needs to land as much of this poke as possible. One of the problems is it's like I feel like Zeka is so good.
Person that does, you know, the Red Bull Extreme Sports.
Yep.
Like they dive off of stuff and they do a lot of, and then you like go play this chess match. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean? It's like, yeah, just do it.
You might be really talented, but it doesn't mean you're talented at everything.
Yeah, I don't even think Zeka's had a bad game. It's just
no. It just doesn't really fit, you know. Still, he's ahead in farm. There's at least that. Still, there's a lot of very large gold lead.
He's down 1.8k gold, Atlas.
Look at Delight's lead, though. Look at Delight's lead, man.
Yeah.
Massive. Yeah, 1.8k isn't as bad as 2.3k, though. ZEUS is really, really far behind. And Zeka's only really far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about a game that's already over, guys.
Okay.
If you didn't...
Again, as long as they don't flip a Baron and lose it, I think T1 have this one in the bag. That's the only, like, they get the bounty, they get the stall. We have another 10 minutes. What is it, 13 minutes before we need to fight for Soul?
Well, Delight is possibly in trouble, as there's another Deadly Flourish. Beautifully placed. The Equalizer will mean that Delight is dead. The arrow just sails by, and Faker goes golden to keep himself alive. The all-out, though, is now he has to 1v1 against ZEUS. Keeper's Verdict gets rid of the Ash, though, so can't be offering the extra damage, and ZEUS has to flash away. In the meantime, there is a battle on the other front, as that is not the correct Wukong. And HLE, there is only one on the floor right now, but T1 keep everyone alive. And that might just mean they can use that man advantage to take this Baron.
That's a lot of ultimates used, but it's the same for Hanwha Life and they have zero vision. We just saw as well the amount of vision that's there for T1 in this top. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. They're seeing everything. Peanut, though. A man with a dream and a mission. And again, a lot of ults are out. They have good poke.
This Baron is so incredibly low. It is going to be secured here by Owner. Deadly Flourish just barely avoided by Viper was nicely done, but his don't have very much damage, and Doran is just flashing in! Peanut in so much trouble, and yeah, between a rock and a hard place doesn't really do it justice. There's 2 on the floor already. Another beautiful gravity field position there as ZEUS is just going to be stunned up and burnt down. Delight goes as well. It's a double for Owner off the back end of that, and with 5 men standing, T1 are going to march down the mid lane, utilize this brand new Baron buff, and send us to a game number 3.
T1, after a very lackluster game number 1, strike back with some amazing team fighting. That mid-jungle duo is going to be looked at, but even Doran on the Rumble, earning the prio on that pick.
Oh, yeah.
Through and through in this one. And Atlas, I know you're normally the one that does this. I am looking at my hands.
I can see it. It's all over you. I can't even see the hands anymore.
It's not a Delight champion, I think, is the main issue. Rakan is still open as well, which is bad for lane. This would mean it's Sylas support.
Pantheon support.
Unless, never mind. Pantheon support with the Varus, and then Pantheon is decent setup.
Yeah, we've seen the Nidalee Pantheon work and fall flat on its face. Like, this is all for, like, the early setup so that you can, like, really bully.
So this carrier just...
Well, that's a LeBlanc.
So that would mean that it's Mel support.
Or
Faker is playing
he's played LeBlanc support as well.
Yeah, it could also be that.
But it's probably the LeBlanc.
There's too many layers, Atlas. I'm getting dizzy.
I know. The smell of onion is thick in the air. However, We do have Faker taking one of his most iconic champions.
Cooking?
No, the layers.
Oh my God. Well, it works on 2 levels.
I know.
There's layers even to the joke.
Exactly. That's why they pay us the big bucks, you know? LeBlanc is going to go to Faker, who's, of course, one of his most famous champions. And the biggest question mark isn't even the Mel support. It's the Aurelia in the top lane for Doran. And I am really looking forward to seeing how this one's going to go. Because if you play it well, you cannot play the game if you're the Gnar.
Okay. So we do have...
Oh, okay, never mind. Tier 1 league, so let's see how she goes in the hands of the GOAT. All right, feels to me like the Tier 1 fans are getting louder and louder the further we get into this series, as already some stuff is happening. Overwhelms are getting triggered here by Faker. And Carrier is, he's playing his rookie skin as well, which is a whole lot of fun. The IG skin line is still just so incredibly good. And he is representing that one.
It's probably just the best skin line ever. I feel like every single one of those is just...
Yeah, they're so good.
Incredible.
G-Sun is saying no, but I think that she is slightly biased towards a couple of other skin lines.
I wonder which one she'd be
I wonder which ones, yeah.
to.
It's interesting. I think there's a certain Vayne skin that she quite likes, and a Callista skin that she's relatively
okay, the Callista one.
I mean, that one's dope.
That one
is actually
very
fire. True. Very true. And the Jin as well, which isn't too bad. I was trying to figure out the third one. I'm like, there's just too many, man. All right, ZEUS is now taking a lot of damage. And is just going to get pulled back. Some groans from the crowd as well. It feels like we have audience participation. Lolpark is bursting right now. There is just as many butts in seats as possible. And so here we have just a little bit of a duo lane scenario. And I think this works for HLE because dodging this Aurelia is pretty important.
I can't league in 2025. We're just 2v2 laning mid, and it's just like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Both top laners trying to soak experience here do know that it's T1 that actually are the ones that set up the initial swap and support thing. Has a big impact. Or you're...
Chain's going to connect, but Doran is moving in. Kerry is also here! Flawless duet is landed, and it's named well as First Blood goes to Faker.
Zeka is gonna regret taking that chain. That is a big deal. That is an early kill for Faker.
Wait, do Sylas players ever regret taking chains? I think in order to play Sylas, you need to always throw the chain. And I don't think you ever regret if it hits.
Just 100% trading. And let me tell you, the team with Varus and Gnar is going to get very quickly through that turret.
Yes.
We do have a little bit of vision taken away.
Does do relatively well as Faker. He did not want to press rebuttal on that button, and he's going to send himself to the death chamber. Freak told us about this. You do not press W on bandage sauce, and that's exactly what Duct Abscond actually kind of is in the end.
I got nothing. I got nothing. You should have listened to Mr. Tally. See, to try and navigate these types of matchups. But giving early kills over is always going to be rough.
Won't have his chain as Ona moves in. Doesn't find the Arctic Assault. And the chain lash is going to connect as the cavalry arrives. Now Doran realizing the tough part about fighting into this Gnar, and that is walking away from him.
Yeah, you can always feel really good about trades with Gnar, and then when the trade is actually over, as opposed to when you think it is, you generally feel a lot worse.
Yep.
With the Hyper Procs. And we do have Peanut, which we haven't even talked about yet, the fact that Peanut's playing Nidalee again. I think that he's had equal amounts of great performances and very lackluster ones.
More recently, I think that his Nidalee has been fine.
It's been good recently, yeah.
It's all right. Doran not going to be getting out of this one, I don't think, as the flash does go through, but can they actually get the response kill? The Mega Gnar comes in at perfect timing, and ZEUS just walks it off. Primal Surge going to keep him back up as well. Peanut has actually been one of the best Nidalees at healing his targets. It's going to be enough here when the Bruise brothers come down. Delight and Peanut just wanting to push Doran out of here. Viper's now going to turn up as well. And can Doran survive? The answer is no, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to be more optimistic, but just the answer was no. We've got a potential teleport.
With Doran specifically, where like he has an amazing game. and then the counter pick comes in, and you're just like, I don't know about that one.
Well, Faker not going to be able to send that one back, but does avoid the Chains of Corruption, and the Piercing Arrow goes wide as well. Still ZEUS hunting after Owner. The Nava not in a great spot, and that is a gorgeous bullet time. Still, Delight gives it the door, and that is going to mitigate so much of the damage. Peanut grabs the first kill, but the immediate answer is going to be there. Stun comes through. Peanut might survive, but it's Delight that pays for his sins. And HLE backing away a little bit worse for wear. In position right now as well. Carrier probably not going to be diving back towards that one. That is a dangerous spear from Peanut.
Nicely done. We also have Zaka, as you point out, on the way. Peanut trying to go.
Yeah, not going to be able to get the steal, but can they find a team fight? That is the question. That's a great prison to start this one off, but that's already a dead Bristle and Sejuani. Hextech is going to be the dragon, as now Delight's in so much trouble, but ZEUS going to turn up and convince them to leave. Faker not quite finding all the buttons. Is that fadeaway gorgeous from Peanut? Now going to be moving up towards this Rift Herald. And HLE with the health bar advantages. Oh, Doran going to be stopping that back. Okay, things getting a little bit spicy. HLE with a slight gold advantage, but an evening out of the Drakes means that no one really has a big advantage there. And the next one going to be Hextech. And that is so scary for either side. Carrier actually diving into this pit does push Peanut away, but Peanut will be able to now take this one down.
Oh, clean auto smite there to come through.
Yeah, there's the flash just to guarantee it, and Carrier will just be autoed to death. ZEUS saying, not today, my friend. I am not messing around, as he just walks around this turret and doesn't get hit by it, as Faker does clear out the wave. ZEUS is now going to be backing away. Is certainly no joke. As Owner comes back, all he wants is to be able to clear out his Krugs, and you can see HLE wanting to stop him from doing exactly that.
We've seen Hanwha Life win games, even this split, off of just him being a big threat in teamfights as well as Mininar.
Yeah, he is a monster on this champion, as we all well know, but the thing that's really worrying me, as
I think Viper,
Viper misses
on purpose.
He missed a bunch of things, actually.
Yeah, that
as we
second
can
one,
see, ZEUS is in so much trouble. The Wrath of Winter bears down upon him, and that is Doran getting one back. They're going to need a few of those, but man, that was clean.
Very nicely done there, showing that synergy between the Aurelia and the Sejuani. And
Delight in a bit of trouble here as well. Flawless duet's pretty nice. And Delight trying to keep himself in this one. Flashes away, actually. That was very cute, but Zeka not quite there in time, and Carrier in position. Still, Vanguard's Edge going to be stolen away here.
Yeah, it didn't even matter. He just died to Doran. That is a flash invested, but I think you're still going to be not too sad about that, because you need to keep this Aurelia as a relevant friend in side lane. And Atlas, this game, it's actually even.
It's still neck and neck, as Peanut going to be taking a little bit of a ride here as the chains slightly mistimed. Charge is going to be successful. No harm, no foul.
Still trying. No, I'm joking. As we do have the next dragon and its Hextech, and both of these two teams, I mean, basically any team would always love a Hextech Drake. The dragon is just insanely strong, particularly the Soul. But especially when you have Mel, Nidalee, and Varus, any form of poke is the greatest.
As that is a point-blank ulti. Flash out immediately from Peanut. As okay, I thought it was Smash that was about to do the damage, but unfortunately the bullet time was for Viper, who just executes him. ZEUS going to solo Otacon as he started this one up already. Peanut making his way up, just trying to primally surge his way towards Otacon. As this ward is such high value. Control ward's there, so HLE not going to be surprised by Owner's entrance. I don't think they can do this.
Carrier's moving in as well. He seems to agree. Meganar is about to time out.
Yeah, the wallop is going to be mitigated here by ZEUS, and Faker gets out of the Gnar stun. Otacon going to have to be given up here, I think. And Zeka moving in. Exactly right. Carrier going to be pushed away. But now Doran started the battle. The dash is forward here as the Glacial Prison going to get picked up. Doran still trying to dash around the fight, but that is going to be the shutdown. Delight gets rid of his former teammate, and Carrier executes Zeka on the back end. Otacon's still mad. Okay, finally does reset. And now Owner at relatively full health. It's a big old shield here from Delight, but it's not going to save him. What an absolute mess here on both sides, but mainly for HLE. Not really with too much of a plan, and Viper once again throws a skill shot to Narnia.
That's it! I saw the value for LeBlanc support right there! It's the tilt!
Nailed it! Absolutely gorgeous.
Because Carrier at the start of all that takes a Hex Gate and then just is an insane nuisance. ZEUS? No, it's fine. I've seen him win these.
Yeah, and he's got Mega Nards coming up right now as he wallops just to get the transformation, and so it is Carrier allowed to live by his form.
And then instead, they get the kill, able to pick off the light as well. And there was even a scenario there where if the Otacon doesn't reset, I think maybe Hanwha Life get it. Because it was very low, what, like 2.5k?
Yep, it was getting closer and closer to that smite range.
Still favored for Hanwha though, because they got Drake, sizable gold lead, sizable CS lead as well. As maybe that was a bit of a
Don't know about this 1v1 as the Vanguard's Edge comes in. Zeka with the Kingslayer, and Doran is melting, burning down on a point-blank spear to the noggin. And that is a caster curse if ever I've heard one. Doran fans, make sure you come after Chronicler on Twitter. Certainly the one you want to be looking for.
Caster curses are
ZEUS is now going to avoid that Glacial Prison somehow.
That was a bit dicey. There's the TP. They might just back off of this and then just play for mid-turret.
Yep.
Or do both.
Well, doing both generally is a little bit of a worry here, but Zeka does have the teleport available. He can sort of be anywhere. And Smashes in the mid lane. They can see him taking this turret.
Oh, Owner still has flash. That's smite available as well. Are we flipping the game?
Oh god, okay. Owner going to be moving on in. Are they just going to focus him down though? That's the question. He flashes away, is now Carrier. Oh, it's not happening again! Zeka puts him down, and that is Otacon secured. The transformation at the perfect time for ZEUS as well keeps him alive, as he's not going to be overwhelmed by Faker this time.
And I think that might be the break point. T1, if they can find a miraculous fight, maybe they can...
What? Peanut has the most experience in the game.
Yeah, he's in Italy. He's been farming. Like, look at his CS as well.
Right, okay.
Been farming really hard. And Owner also has been taking care of sides, I think, a lot more than Peanut has. And this is also one of the reasons why when we started seeing Italy again after a long time, because he was meta obviously 2020 and then was out of meta for a long while, it was into Sejuani specifically, because the matchup just isn't very fun. As the light is just gonna drop from the sky to say hello to Zeka. He was lonely.
It is still just going to be a Hextech Dragon taken, so there is that sold point that we were talking about.
But I thought they were going to make a play for Nash as well. If they don't get Nash, I think T1 have a much more realistic shot. If you lose Nash as well, your base starts getting broken open. I think that's where we kind of... It's still not looking good right in Italy, but just because... That's not what the team needed to be as the poke.
Oh god! Okay, there's his Nidalee getting the work done. Another Chains of Corruption from off screen. And Smash is doing the best that he can. There's even a Hail Mary Glacial Prison thrown by Zeka that doesn't hit him because he was a corpse already. And now it's going to be Baron time for HLE. We had such a lull for so long. It's like they waited for Otacon to be over and then decided to take the Baron. Thankfully, T1 with full vision given this ward. But they don't know the health bar of this Baron right now, as you can see by Jonah Strong and our Observer team. Ona gets that control ward in there. He knows.
Doesn't have flash.
3,000 health. Yeah, can he actually Q his way in? That's the question. He tried to get there. He's still dead. Oh my god, but here is ZEUS trying to end the fight before it even starts. Doran just trying to keep a Baron buff alive, but he's not going to get out. And HLE, it's only Carrier that's left up with this Baron. Wait, does he not have the Baron? How does he not have the Baron? He does have the Baron.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No, he doesn't have the Baron.
Yeah, I think he was still, I assume still dead when it was stolen.
I guess so.
Must be. Smash as well.
They must have only just spawned though. That flash. Really good time from, well-timed there from Carrier. But it's 2 seconds before they spawned. And so the Rebel Baron power play just doesn't exist.
Completely wiped in the fight. There's no Baron buff gone, or no Baron buff left.
Whoa, nice footwork there from Faker. As I say nice, he gets completely destroyed. And Zeka is going to find the last chain. Goes golden there as well. The rest of Hanwha Life Esports trying to turn up Delight. He does it the best as Zeka dashes over all of those swords. And he almost, actually he survives? What the heck? Zeka, he was on like 1 health. Dora now just getting sniped here by Viper. The flawless duet is decent as that house is just sitting on the floor. And ZEUS doesn't really care. Still able to get that last auto to put down his lane opponent. And my god, the demolition of this base turret is just ridiculous. Inhibitor going down there as well as now Ona just a sitting duck. The stolen Glacial Prison Not going to connect, but Ona still has to get to this fountain. Does get a little bit of healing so that piercing arrow does not kill him. But Zekka is just having the greatest time on his Silas. Kill and smash here. And Ona just has to look on as they move to match point in this best of 5. HLE, blue side seems to be their home, and they are now 1 game away of staying alive.
Also got to look for your matchup into Diana, right? I think Diana is actually, as mentioned, in a pretty solid spot right now. Can kind of go the Bruisery build that we've seen a lot, where you go Leandries, Riftmaker, and you can even go Unending Despair. As
Viego, this feels like a risk.
Viego also got nerfed on this patch. His AD actually took a big hit. I want to highlight though, if there is a Viego, this is a Viego draft, right? Like
I mean, it was always Yasuo. It was always Yasuo. We knew that.
Yeah. The funniest part is that if the Aatrox wasn't there, I'm like, they can even have ZEUS play Yasuo, but it's gonna be sad.
I mean, they could also they could still swap if they felt like it, but I just
okay, it's not Showmaker, okay? We're not seeing Aatrox mid.
But it's not Chovy. I mean, Chovy did like to play a bit of Aatrox.
Oh yeah.
He also played at top when he was just a top laner first.
The Viego, I do think is very, very reliant, but I think if you look at the enemy team, you're relying on winning early game anyway. Like, I think fighting late game team fights against this composition seems like a bit of a nightmare. So indexing heavily onto getting early kills, getting the resets.
Obviously very aware of it as well. Let's dive onto the Rift and see whether it works here in the LCK Cup. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, ready to witness the Peanut Zekka Diana Yasuo combination for the first time. Bit of fun. It's a nice debut that we get here in game number 4. HLE, if they manage to win here, they will be staying in the LCK Cup, and T1 will be knocked out. And we will see them again in the LCK when it starts up.
We have the wards being put down here, and yeah, I mean, Hanwha Life won the lane swap, right? Like, that's kind of the takeaway here. Interestingly enough, they might end up just not having ZEUS in the lane at all, and instead just have him do the same thing where he lanes mid with Zekka for a little bit, and then once the threat of a certain dive, it's funnily enough, like with Karma Kate, it's not even going to be the elite situation where you're like, oh, I'm level 1 and full health, and no, you'll get poked down, and you won't get able to ever even dream about seeing a wave. As Doran should also know that this is happening and is respecting as such, so good for him.
He's very low.
Quite low, so I'm not sure about the dive here. Counter-Strike's available. Oh!
That's a really nice Cocoon. A late Counter-Strike, and they're just able to wait it out. The last tick of Ignite, not quite enough there, but Viper just going to get delivered a kill. Fleet footwork makes him real speedy as the turret gets real mad. Man, they are so dangerous, but he's able to take a couple at full health, and he'll be backing away. So that is first blood going over to HLE, a decent start. Done. Carrier not quite finding the damage there with the Mantrid Q. Faking out, trying to stand his ground against Zekka, who is...
Oh, the light's here, he has flash.
Yeah. Peanut's turning up as well. It's a little bit early for the Yasuo-Diana combo. Still, they are going to be trying to push Faker out of this lane, and so far Zekka has actually done a great job as far as farming things out.
Oh, this might be an opportunity here for T1. That's Viper just alone underneath the turret. And the light is on his way, but...
He's going to be on full vision as well as he does move up here. He's waiting for someone to turn up.
Yeah, he has flash.
Oh, let's going to go for it. Cocoon's going to land, and it does! That is 3 in a row for Delight, and another kill for HLE. And Viper has been able to deal with these minion waves up until now. Let's see whether T1 can actually answer back, as now Viper, let's see what you can get done here. He's got Exhaust as they're trying to tank this up. The Frost Bomb value is gigantic. So far he's not. There flashes out of the Peacemaker. But they're now trying to wait for this to reset. Owner's underneath the turret. And will he go down the answers? No. Enough movement speed to get himself out of there.
I don't think they go for that if they don't know where the light is. So the light showing on mid, I think, is actually what caused that. As
all right, Delight now in trouble here as there's the last breath. Taking matters into his own hands, just takes down the jungler. No resets now for T1 as HLE is kind of split here as they do focus on the grubs. Viper, yep, don't move up there, and he doesn't. And that is going to be all of the grubs secured here by HLE. They grab themselves the portion of a feat of strength as Cocoons are connecting all over the shop. Delight, man!
They get a double on this bot lane.
Yeah, Smash in a lot of trouble. Moonfall up and available here for Peanut, but is going to let them live for now.
Zone him off of the full wave, though. Faker can't TP. Owner's on his way, but this
is a lot of plates as well. Zeka. Yeah, Wind Wall going to be blocking a little bit here. Owner trying to move on up, but the 4-man unit of HLE is standing strong.
They really want to get towards
cheeky
this
knocker. Doesn't press the button as there's the Moonfall. There's the combo. Carrier taken down first here, but you can see they're focusing on Zeka. They'll be able to take him down. Smash. Free hitting as Viper just Valkyries his way out. Oh no. Not quite able to catch up, and now Faker gets over the wall, finds the charm onto Viper. The Heartbreaker is exactly that for HLE as Viper goes down. And it is a 2-for-1 trade. Teleport immediately as Doran is going back towards this bottom lane.
And I think that is always, when you look at comps like that, it's always going to create... Oh, Viper.
Yeah, Viper in a real rough spot here as he's looking to try and get out. Does flash, but Ona is going to follow him immediately. Cocoon going to miss. And that means the Viper is just destroyed. It's going to be Grubs taken here by HLE, but Viper, unfortunately, sort of chain dying in this mid-game. And Smash reaping the rewards, taking down these plates on the bottom side. Zeka trying to clear up what he can, and will be able to do so, as he is, of course, the Yasuo. Dances around the wave quite nicely. But still a good sign for T1. If they can make Viper as irrelevant as possible, certainly going to help out. As I actually mistook Barrier for Exhaust earlier on, but the icon is just so similar now in my brain. I struggled to cope.
I think it's the color.
Yeah.
I get it.
There's a slight adjustment. Anyway, wasn't able to utilize that. And the Blade of the Ruin King is now done, of course. Not quite as much of a power spike as with his brother, but now Zeka going to be trying to dash around this one, and Peanut comes in. There's the last breath, and Doran getting taken down low. They were trying to kill him under the turret, though, and that was a mistake. Knockup will connect. It's a 1-for-1, but HLE, I don't think they're happy about that one.
Hanwha, you should know! Never underestimate Doran!
Exactly! He built him!
You see that Aurelia game? Do not think that this man is tilted! That's just Doran!
Oh, man.
They could have... Delight was on his way. That's actually... That's the thing that kind of got me, is if they wait...
Yeah.
Keep talking. It's just whoever gets any CC will blow up whichever target is CC'd, and then kind of go from there. But it also means that having prio, having the ability to be at an objective first is a really big deal. As we now see, T1 actually still trying to contest this. That's interesting. I think it's definitely gone. Maybe an exit kill?
Well, I mean, that is a very dead Delight. So there's the way of the barrel coming on through there. Zeka trying to take down Doran once again, but he knows that that's a difficult task. Owner on the flank angle, and now Peanut's in so much trouble and will just be deceptively orbed to the face. That'll take down the Diana. Now they should be able to collect this Rift Herald. Oh man, I can hear these silver scrapes. They are echoing in the back of my mind, Chronicler.
Oh, an elimination series going all the way.
Oh my.
You did the stake setting at the top of the Atlas, and it looks like...
And it was depressing from the outset, right? We had to say goodbye to one of these teams. And it's even more depressing now because they're playing so well, or so weird and wonderful.
It makes it better. But it is looking... Oh, ZEUS. Oh, they don't know. They don't know.
Wait, yeah, Delight moving over as here is the flank angle for the Aatrox. The last breath not actually going to come on through as now ZEUS is just flipping around the fight. The World Ender might just be the end of the world here for T1 as Zeka avoids the charm by ulting Carrier and taking him out. And HLE, after a horrible fight topside, head to the bottom lane and completely redo it.
And we criticized Hanwha Life for not knowing how to play around Doran, and now it's the same for T1. We've seen ZEUS make these flanks before.
We all agree. Certainly looks nice. Is now not such a great angle. However, able to get himself out of there. Owner stunned up. He would be a perfect first target as Foss Bomb. Not quite enough. Peanut finds the E from out of nowhere. Carrier trying to take the Diana for a walk, and that is going to cause Peanut to disengage. As Cocoon is going to land from max range. The Repel gets Delight up into the air and out of harm's way. Feels like there's Delight.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Oh, God. And he finds him again. The pesky spider is just going to be bonked. That's a lamppost.
Yeah.
still.
We'll see whether the lack of flash is going to be a problem for Doran. They definitely cannot do this. They're just trying to elicit a response, maybe get a TP from Doran, but he does not have his available. Top lane turret also looking mighty fine here. And will get taken down. I don't think T1 care too much about that. And the gold blade basically even at less 21 minutes in this game again.
I'll be close, so that ward actually just out of the control ward vision. They can see that Peanut is fighting this though, T1 with full information.
They need to retake control. Doran still doesn't have his TP available as the Herald is dropped.
All right, this is an interesting response. We'll see whether HLE actually react to it as Smash has put up a bit of a wall around these little Otacon walls.
I think Otacon's gone.
Yeah, but they don't really care about that position. Ona trying to get in, he's almost in range. Steals it! And now T1 should be able to massacre the fight once again! Ona just rips it away from HLE! Oh, these smites have not really been going Peanut's way throughout this matchup in general, but Ona just keeps on doing it! That's Silver Scrapes right there. That was the moment. That's where we started hearing it. Oh, get your recorders out, everyone.
Woohoo! Game number 5 looking a lot better.
Gold lead. There was like nothing in it between both of these teams for this whole game, as Faker is going to be coming over, finds a charm, connects it onto Peanut, but now can they find the wombo combo? That's the question. Already they're trying to send them home, and a couple of them will be leaving, but that's not a real kill. And HLE are the ones that are falling by the wayside. Faker now trying to utilize this buff to grab a little bit more, as Doran, I think he can possibly just clean up both of these if they stick around, and they're not going to. Viper sort of not going to be really dealt with here on the top side, but still, I think T1 happy with how this one's going, as the back is likely to come through. Peacemaker not quite in time. And so, still not really going to be getting too much more. This is a third dragon that's only going to spell 2 for T1.
Very hard to get.
Oh dear. Viper is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Does try to do a little bit of a Valkyrie, didn't waste the flash. That is definitely a good idea. Faker and Doran looking great here as the Lich Bane now completed.
Hasn't really done anything. Well, he had the flank. That was really good. That was it, unfortunately, as oh, this is a trap waiting to be sprung.
Yep, some looming Fakers. They change position. Somehow it's kind of working, though, as there's a knockup. Faker is going to be sent home. Still has the Otacon buff, and they take down the Diana. As there goes Zeker as well. Zeus trying to make his way out as Viper, ace in the hole, tries to take the blast cone. The counter-strike not quite in range, as Doran just wants another leap strike, and there it goes, empowers him. And Delight is not long for the world, ladies and gentlemen. Does use the repel to create a little bit of distance. It's a nice cocoon, but it's only a matter of time. Just or the itsy-bitsy spider falls down the water spout.
Yeah, Faker with that stopwatch. Combat? Yeah, could be. Okay, Carrier.
I don't know if Carrier really actually wins these.
No, I actually think this is good. Like, you can just delay the kill as long as possible. Like, you don't actually need to kill him.
Well, he is just going to flash into a cocoon and probably win. Never mind. That is a great snare.
Just leave!
Yeah, it just kills him.
All right, not even close.
Yep, well, the Baron also goes down. That is sort of the main part of this story, ladies and gentlemen. This also, level of cooking that HLE have done. They're the ones that were led into the kitchen this time, and it also didn't work out for them. So as far as this episode of MasterChef is concerned, I feel like the judges have been quite upset with how the food has been prepared
it's been
on both sides.
Yeah, it's been a consistent red side.
Yeah.
Where we're like, what if we pick this? What if we went for this crazy plan?
Well, let's just see how it does go. His interruption on the leap strike there was quite nice from Zeus, but now he finds himself on the wrong side of this one. Can he get the health back? He sort of can, actually, as he gets back over the wall. There's a 5-man ulti from Peanut. Is it going to be enough to win them the fight, though? His owner is able to start these resets, but the rest of them are on the floor. HLE, they found the one window to get them back into the game. Smash trying to be the hero, but it's not enough, and Zeus cuts him down.
Can they end?
Where he stands, that's an ace, and maybe they can.
Oh no! Look!
No, I don't think so.
Look at the way. Okay, so I'm like, there are still.
There's a million turrets.
There's too many turrets.
Look at Zeker's face. He's like, that was really cool, guys. We have to do that maybe twice more.
Yeah. For either, getting the shield would be a big deal.
Delight is just going to face check. Can he repel in time? The answer is yes. Wants to avoid the damage, but what goes up must come down. And now Ona gets to be an Elise. Oh dear.
Look at that.
I feel like the water whilst it's raining.
Oh, that is cool.
It's actually
that's
super awesome. As Faker, he's going to find Delight once again. Smash puts a bullet in the spider. And he's almost at barrel levels. Of course, that was a 9 on the death counter. But HLE, they're going to have to answer this. Because Baron could really spell the end. There's another one. Viper just walks into him. He is able to block the last bullet as Zeka does throw down the ultimate here. Peanut looking for Doran. Viper trying to kite him as best he can, but oh man, that lamppost is so dangerous. Owner and Zeus are fighting towards the top side, but HLE are just falling apart. And Owner now just slinks into the mist and looks to try and take down his former teammate, and he doesn't. Zeus puts him in his place, but I don't think that one really matters. Faker now looking for his shot as Zeka fighting against Doran, and Doran says, no, buddy. It's only when we're teammates that you'll be able to get the best of me. As Smash and Carrier moving towards the top side just to get the work done and send us towards game number 5. Delight will respawn and a little sheepishly throw out a volatile Spiderling. And T1, they're wanting a little bit more as a flash over the charm this time around. A flash for Delight as well, but that doesn't quite work out there as he wants some more supportive combat. Carrier says no. He says that he just wants a game 5, and T1 will push us to those silver scrapes, keep themselves alive here in the LCK Cup playoff.
Peanut,
oh,
yes!
We are Moo laughing.
What?
That's what we're doing. Back to 2010. Even Owner is just having a giggle about this one. Peanut's like, back in my day, Amumu was the #1 jungler because there were only 2 that could do it. Well, actually, there was 3. There was Rammus as well as Warwick, as Anivia, Doran.
Wait.
Fizz.
Okay,
no, we're just cycling some
stuff. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
I mean, Akali's still up. That's a crazy thing. So Akali's going to be locked, likely going into the hands of Doran.
Is it What do you mean it's Doran Akali into Olaf? What is happening?
Yeah, what?
I'm so confused.
Wait, and it's Doran Draven, and it's going to be Zoe Soraka bottom lane.
They're still swapping.
I kind of wanted the
I know, me too.
Zoe
like,
Soraka.
Wait.
The magical girl bottom lane.
Yeah, but like you hit a bubble and then you have the root.
Yeah, then you have the sun, and then no one can do anything, and then Starfall, and then you both die because you don't do enough damage to kill them.
I gotta admit, completely lost me on the Akali into the Olaf. Like
I looked at Carrie and it's like he's got his hand on his head. He's like, it's something that can work out. But this is maybe some extra time in the kitchen. Let's dive into game 5. And I was about to say it without any prompting, but I've got in the teleprompter in front of me, G-Sun is like, the Viper skin selection was amazing. And as we can see here, it absolutely is. Woo! 10 out of 10 there from Viper. Peanut skin selection is actually the one that I really wanted to talk about because that used to have a global emote where you just cry like a robot. No matter where you are, everyone could hear you. And it had to be banned, and it was very funny when it happened in solo queue. As Peanut, not going to be able to do it now because unfortunately that bug has been fixed.
Did you say unfortunately?
Yeah. I thought it was great. You could just be permanently crying and frustrating everyone. And it's a Mumu, you know? Like, he just waddles into your lane, and then you're just held in place forever and you die, and it's really frustrating. So it adds to that, you know? It's sort of like that's his theme. As Faker has been the self-proclaimed, in fact, best Zoe in Korea. See whether he can do it again.
As a couple of strong... Yeah, into Amumu, definitely, I think, a solid
I think
call.
into a Renata as well. Sounds like a pretty good thing. Is Flash. Haven't been invested there from Faker. Yes, of course. Oh, now I have to keep track of whether it's a real Flash or not. Oh, well, Zay's going to do his very best here. That undertow is working quite nicely. There's the flash forward. The full commitment is a handshake. He's so good in Owner. He's going to be taken down. First blood and double buffs for the Olaf. Oh, it may not be over yet as the undertow does slow down carriers. It is, in fact, over now.
Oh, my God. Delight.
All right. Oh, bandage toss.
Rival.
Unfortunately, not able. Oh, he has a second one, of course. That wasn't available in 2010.
Wait, is Peanut fine?
Well, we'll just have to find out.
Okay, I guess he is. That was a little.
I mean, he's a Mumu. He's not fine because he's a Mumu. It's just always a bit sad.
Okay, so
never
now
really fine.
Owner Does actually end up falling behind anyway.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
He's going to very heavily rely on Smash picking up a kill early on. Like, not too early, right? He wants to stack his passive as much as possible. But I think they need a cash out. As, he'll be fine. Walking it off as Carrier waiting for him nearby as well.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a health bar to invest in that one, so Carrier is going to make sure that Smash is A-okay.
Owner should be able to get this and then make his way out.
Yep. Just wanders over the wall. We'll be able to get into the red pit there as well.
Which can be tough. Zeka, obviously, with the Talia, is going to create a lot of threat there. As if they can get a kill into Smash, would be huge. Even getting a flash is big.
Yeah. Zeka not going to get all that much value outside of the flash from Carrier. And
sometimes it's good to just return to Season 2 champions. Yeah, no, that's why I'm seeing a Mumu.
I mean, Season 1.
I'm seeing Olaf.
Yeah, I guess the Renata Callista is a little bit out of whack. The Talia as well is a little bit too new.
Oh, no, they don't get full credit. No. Just a bit.
But that is not going to be feats of strength over to T1, but they might be able to get themselves 5 grubs, which will be very valuable in itself.
You can sense as well how nervous both these two teams are. Again, this is a final best of 1 that decides which of these two teams moves on, faces Gen G or DK. And a mistake here can mean the end of your LCK Cup. Bonkers that we find ourselves in this position, Atlas. 5th game between the two.
And those 5 grubs do go the way of T1. So some split pushing power here for the Akali. Going to be very, very good.
If they can get that pick. And Zaka's now on his way. Doran cannot join. Like, T1 cannot contest this. So we'll see what their response is going to be instead. Looks like just pushing out the lanes.
Oh, man.
And leaving it at that. Zaka probably doesn't even have to TP back. Can just rotate. Maybe Faker can catch him in the rotation. And they can get some damage on that top side turret. This is the first dragon. So 14 minutes. Quite late.
Yeah, I mean, not as late as it could be.
True.
As we witnessed the good old 25-minute dragon. Thank you, Falcor. Yeah. This is an eclectic comp, if ever we've seen one. But man, if they won with it, would that not be a story? As they're looking to take a Rift Herald with it, and that should be something that they could do. Teleport just about back up again for Doran as well. So ZEUS losing that advantage. And HLE, they're not going to risk it. So that will be the Rift Herald taken. Viper with a little bit of extra time is going to move towards this outer turret, but doesn't have any grubs, doesn't have enough damage to take that one down.
Actually using his ultimate there to ensure, as love this from Zeka.
Yep. As the Rift Herald does just bypass it entirely, but it stops the rest of T1 from moving over. Oh, the handshake to pull Owner back. Peanut possibly out of position, gets the Curse of the Sad Mummy down, and the seismic shove is good, but Owner is immortal. He just doesn't take damage. He's caught twice. The bubble goes wide just somehow. I think Zeka was just moving down randomly.
But that's a big win for Hanwha there, because
they take the outer turret top.
T1 desperately wanted the kill there, didn't quite find it.
It's never going to be a kill onto Delight, because Viper exists. Backing on a ward, though. Backing on a ward might mean that... Okay, Delight is not going to do it. It's okay, he just explodes. He was out of range. Still, it's not going to be a cash-in, but that is a kill for T1.
Should be Dragon.
Yeah. Hextech, no joke as well, as Peanut really wants to press Q.
Come on, get us Infernal. Do it.
Oh, Ox.
Wait.
It's your time as Zeka looking for an angle as Owner gonna get the flash by just pressing his R button. Teleport brings Doran in there. Shuriken backflip doesn't connect onto Peanut.
Still a member up. Delight, 4 seconds. Will be having to walk his way back. Cryo made for Hanwha though.
Yeah, HLE feeling like they can still tussle for this one.
But there is still the Curse of the Sad Mummy, as well as the Viper and Delight combo. Whereas no ult for Owner here. That's one of the reasons why Skarner feels so busted to play against.
No flash for Carrier as well, which is really important. HLE, if they take him down, Soraka value that can be so high will not be there.
Banana Burst control, Owner trying to retake it, but he needs to be so careful. He can't be the way that Peanut makes his X's into the backline as Peanut.
Oh yeah, you can see Fake. Zoe can warp games so much. If a few of these paddle stars connect, it's going to be so dangerous. That bubble is going to go wide though as ZEUS fighting Doran towards his bottom side. The dragon has been started here as Delight made it back to the battle.
They can let this go. It's more important to get a kill on Smash. Hanwha Life though, they won this.
Yeah, there's the bandage shots to bring them in. Smash immediately cleanses. The dragon secured here by Peanut as they throw Delight in, but no joy. Carrier, a lot of sticks in him as Doran finds the backline. Peanut! Oh, there is the shutdown, the cash in for Smash. So much money into this Draven. And who cares if they lose the Dragon? Getting this guy fed is so important.
Our pings are coming down, but they're already a good... Look at the spares.
There are so many sticks.
Oh, T1 was caught off guard.
Yeah, there's a teleport in from Doran.
Yeah,
they're going to back away.
Oh, it's still leashed.
Wait a second. Yeah, it's still leashed. Zeka can now move down, but this has now become a fight, and a smite fight for this one. I don't know whether you want that. As the Impale, it doesn't connect onto Peanut as the Whirling Death almost takes him down, but he's now not in range. The Wish comes in and Doran has executed Peanut, but into the backline they go, and oh my god, this Olaf is obliterating them. Still they get the buff, but they're just walking gold now for this Viking who is yelling and screaming. They're running the wrong direction to try and keep these buffs alive. It is still high value. Don't get us wrong. And if they get out, it's massive. But Zeka has found Doran. Throws a big rock at him. And I think that Doran is going to be taking the relocation way out of this fight. And there he goes.
Okay.
Carrier going to be going back as well. And ZEUS almost got there. We don't know what to do.
Oh, they have to retake. I don't know if they can. I think they might have to just give it up. Yeah?
Yep.
Hanwha Life!
Rock's now on the ground as it looks like HLE will be able to secure this area. They do manage to take that one down. Delight in a little bit of trouble here. There's a lot of projectiles just flying around all over the place.
Oh, Doran was thinking about it.
Yeah, Weave as well. Zeka just going to get into position to hold this wave. His turret is looking very low, but the minion wave is just gone. T1 Baron? Yep, that is certainly an option.
They would never see it coming.
No one would ever see it coming.
Never. Okay, so soul points taken. Otacon buff was basically useful for T1.
Well, I mean, Smash still has it, I guess, for 30 seconds. Is spotted.
Yeah, they know now.
Ona moves on in. A bubble going to connect onto Peanut. That is such huge news, but unfortunately, not able to find the paddle star as now ZEUS may need to try and get out of here. Remember, he has no way out. There is the curse of the sad money, but Peanut is going to get executed. You can see now the Olaf chasing after Smash, but the Soraka's doing a job to bail out. Not able to work. And now it's Viper that needs to do it. He finds one, but Smash just executes him. It's an axe to the back of the head. And Zeka will not have the damage. T1 will find the team fight.
And that Blasco might be what ends up deciding this game, Atlas. Just one silly little Blasco. Just one.
Oh, Brendan Valdez is somewhere extraordinarily upset as T1 with 4 members and now moving towards the enemy base. Is it over right here? Surely not.
Oh, I don't know.
It's 32 minutes. They've taken the inhibitor now. They've got a minion wave. I mean, Peanut's going to be here, but can he kill the wave in time? I don't think so. He gets on top of Smash, and he needs to kill these minions. He will be able to get them. He's got a lot of bandages. His turret is so incredibly angry, and T1 will back away. Still with a gigantic lead. We have to say that. But
so they go and use the ultimate, but Doran, his stopwatch timing is impeccable. Smash and Faker both use all the tools at their disposal, plus a Soraka, to ensure that Olaf doesn't get the value that he needs. And Hanwha Life, yep, you gotta.
Well, Owner is throwing rocks around. They have a wall set up, so it's just Baron for HLE.
Yeah, that's the price that they pay for their field and push. Could have just taken Ash.
Oh my goodness. He's thinking about it, thinking about going for it. That bubble, oh my goodness, that could have just been end of the game right there. He's holding onto the bandage toss. That's a good flick. A good handshake there as well. Doesn't find the Impale. And he could just be dead. Owner is in so much trouble. He's trying to drive his way out, and it works! Somehow Carrier, oh my god, the amount of damage that's coming through here is now Faker in trouble. ZEUS going ballistic. The double knockup is so good with the Fate's Call. And now it's ZEUS' time to shine. A triple as he executes Smash. And now they can definitely take the Dragon, but can they get even more off the back end?
And how poetic would it be if it's ZEUS with his Olaf that ends it all? It's not going to be the Nexus, but the guidebook has nothing on this, Atlas. What do you do when you lose a mountain?
Oh my goodness, HLE. They were a Nexus turret away from just being out of this tournament. And then they come back, they take the Baron, now they have Mountain Soul, and chronically the game isn't over.
The best I'm sure is going to come in Void Stuff Done. That's a big buy for Doran. Does mean that it's a little bit easier as
Eva's wall.
Off. Owner can obviously just get through. Will he choose
But this Baron is it's just gone. So they secure it. Can T1 find a team fight? That is the question. The bubble goes wide. Peanut might need to flash, but he doesn't have it, so can't actually get out of here. He's going down slowly but surely. Eventually he wants to just walk his way out, but now Owner throws down the Impale. They take down both junglers, but ZEUS is just on top of Carrier. They've identified the key target. Doran gets into the backline, goes for them. Viper will survive, pulls out the sticks, and down goes the Akali. They sacrifice Peanut, but they take 3.
We're 40 minutes in. That might be it. The fact that Viper doesn't die there. Doran doesn't have the damage, the Mountain Soul coming up huge, and it's only Smash and Faker desperately gonna try to keep this game alive, but I don't think they've got it in them.
I want a petition. I want to make this part of the playoffs double elimination. I don't want to say goodbye to either of these teams, Chronicler. It is too early.
Wait, Atlas.
Of HLE with Mountain Soul and Baron buff. We have a minute left on the Baron. So the last inner turret will be falling now.
Yes.
HLE have a 3,000 gold lead, which is big for 8 minutes in the game. For 42.5 minutes, it's not so much. Delight just takes a large chunk of his health bar. Weaver's wall, and that's going to knock Owner over. He is thankfully extraordinarily tanky. They do lose their inhibitor turret. As now Peanut flashing forward gets this cleanse out of Smash, and now Viper is looking for him. Can they execute him? Yes, they can! Viper now right in the back line, and he's getting bailed out. Will he be able to find it? The answer is probably yes, and look at this immortal Viking. Throws the undertow, takes down his former mid laner, and HLE, our LCK champions of last year, will be staying alive in the LCK Cup. What a marathon! My God, this series was too much. T1, an absolutely heroic performance.